Welcome to session 3 of the Anxiety and Depression Reduction Workshop. Last session, you learned a new relaxation strategy, breath counting, and discussed the importance of self-care in your symptom reduction. At the end of the session, we assigned homework to practice the relaxation technique and implement your self-care plan. How did your practice go? Were there any barriers? Were you able to use the technique when you were experiencing any anxiety-provoking situations or when you were experiencing any depressive symptoms? Today's session, we will be learning a new relaxation strategy and introducing you to the cognitive behavioral model. Today's relaxation technique is called progressive muscle relaxation. But before we introduce this new strategy, let's take a look at our distress thermometer and measure our level of distress, remembering that 0 is non-existent and 10 is the most we've ever experienced. Progressive muscle relaxation, or PMR, is another direct way to address the fight, flight, or freeze symptoms that we experience. Remember that by addressing the physical symptoms directly, you are freeing up mental energy to address other symptoms. Progressive muscle relaxation is an exercise that reduces stress and anxiety in your body by having you slowly tense and then relax each muscle. The theory behind this exercise is that you cannot have the feeling of relaxation and warm well-being in your body at the same time experience anxiety or depressive symptoms. With practice, you will become more aware of when you are experiencing tension, and you will have the skills to help you relax. During this exercise, each muscle should be tensed, but not to the point of strain. Pay special attention to the feelings of tension in each muscle and feelings of relaxation as you release the tension. If you have any injuries or pain, you can skip the affected areas. Let's begin. Sit back, or when you are at home, lay down on a comfortable position. Shut your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. If not, soften your gaze on a fixed point. Start by taking a deep breath and notice the feelings of air filling your lungs. Hold your breath for a few seconds. 1, 2, 3. Release the breath slowly and let the tension leave your body. Now, take another deep breath and hold it. 1, 2, 3. Slowly release the air. Even slower now. Take another breath in. Fill your lungs and hold the breath. 1, 2, 3. Slowly release the breath and imagine the feeling of tension leaving your body with each out breath. We are going to begin progressively tensing and releasing our muscles. Let's start by clenching our fists, tighter and tighter. Hold. Study the tension in your fists, wrists, and forearms as you hold the clenched fist. Now let go and relax your hands. Feel the looseness in your hands and notice the contrast between the tension and the feeling of relaxation. Now bend your elbows and tense your biceps. Tense them as hard as you can and observe the feeling of tautness. Hold. Okay, relax. Straighten out your arms. Notice the feeling of relaxation in your hands, arms, and shoulders. Notice how your arms feel limp and at ease. Let's turn our attention to our head. Wrinkle your forehead as tight as you can and hold. Now relax and smooth it out. Now close your eyes. Squint them tighter and tighter. Feel the tension. Now relax your eyes. Let them remain closed gently and comfortably. Okay, still focusing on your head. Roll your head to the right and feel the changing locus of stress, and then roll it to the left. Straighten your head and bring it forward. Press your chin against your chest. Feel the tension in your throat, the back of your neck, and hold. Relax, allowing your head to return to a comfortable position. Let the relaxation deepen. Next, tense the muscles in your back by bringing your shoulders together behind you. Hold them tightly. Tense them as hard as you can without straining, and keep holding. Now let go. Release the tension from your back. Feel the tension slowly leaving your body and the new feeling of relaxation settling in. Notice how different your body feels when you allow it to relax. Now, shrug your shoulders up to your ears and hold. Relax your shoulders and drop them back, and feel the relaxation spreading through your neck, throat, and shoulders. Give your body a chance to relax. Feel the comfort and the heaviness. Next, breathe in and fill your lungs completely. Hold your breath and notice the tension. Now exhale. Let the air hiss out and let your chest become loose. Continue relaxing and letting your breath come freely and gently. Now tighten your thighs. Squeeze your thighs as hard as you can and hold. Release. Feel the difference as you let go. Now let's move our attention to our calves and our feet. Press your toes downward, making your calves tense. Study the tension. Relax. Now bend your toes towards your face, creating tension in your shins. Relax again. Finally, tense your entire body. Tense your feet, legs, stomach, chest, arms, head, and neck. Tense them hard, but without straining. Hold this tension. Feel the looseness and heaviness throughout your body as the relaxation deepens. Let go more and more. Experience the relaxation deepening. Pay attention to the feeling of relaxation and how different it was from the feeling of tension. Begin to wake your body up by slowly moving your muscles. Adjust your arms and legs. Stretch your muscles and open your eyes when you are ready. How was that for you? Did you notice where you felt the most tension? Where did it feel best to let it go? Now, let's take a moment to measure our level of distress on our thermometer, remembering that 0 is non-existent and 10 is the most you've ever experienced. This is the third relaxation exercise that we've done. You'll find that you like some more than others. Keep practicing to find the one that best fits your style. In this workshop, we'll use a model called Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, or CBT, which is evidence-based in treating depression and anxiety. The CBT model focuses on interactions between symptoms in 3 areas: our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. When we talk about anxiety and depression, we add physical sensations because they are a major component of anxiety and depression. So in the next sessions, we'll focus on the 4 symptom clusters: physical, emotional, behavioral, and cognitive responses. Let's talk more about the symptoms of depression and anxiety and how they fit into these 4 categories. We would like to highlight as many symptoms because your experience might look very different from a different person. Let's take a look at pages 23 and 24 in your workbook, which show a number of common symptoms. Taking a look at page 23, you will find common anxiety symptoms. Some common physical symptoms for anxiety include increased heart rate, shortness of breath, chest pain or pressure, choking sensation, dizziness or lightheadedness, sweating, hot flashes, chills, nausea, upset stomach, trembling, shaking, weakness, tense muscles, rigidity, and dry mouth. Some behavioral symptoms include avoidance of the threat or situation, escape, restlessness, pursuit of safety, hyperventilating, freezing, difficulty speaking. Some cognitive symptoms include fear of losing control, fear of physical injury or death, fear of going crazy, frightening thoughts, images, or memories, poor concentration, narrowing of attention, difficulty in reasoning, and loss of objectivity. And lastly, emotional symptoms you may experience include feeling nervous, tense, wound up, feeling frightened, fearful, terrified, being edgy, jumpy, jittery, being impatient or frustrated. Turning to page 24 for depression symptoms, behavioral symptoms include increased or decreased need for sleep, withdrawal from family, pets, friends, self-medicating, changes in weight or eating, physical restlessness or slowing, poor hygiene, crying spells. Thoughts might include reduced focus or concentration, suicidal thoughts or preoccupation with death, self-criticism, worrying about something awful, fear of rejection, inability to make decisions. Emotional symptoms could include low mood or persistent sadness, loss of pleasure for things you used to enjoy, feeling angry, irritable, guilty, hopeless, and numbness. Physical sensations may include fatigue or low energy, unexplained aches or pains, heaviness in the body, appetite disruption, stomach problems, and changes in your sex drive. Take a moment now to circle the symptoms that you've experienced on pages 23 or 24 in your workbook. Please pause the video. Do any of these experiences sound familiar to you? By starting to look at our symptoms according to these categories, you have already taken a step to begin clarifying the mess of symptoms that you may be experiencing. In order to clarify our symptoms further, we will use the cross-sectional formulation. This also allows us to see how each of the symptom categories interact with and impact the others. The CBT model is a fundamental part of this workshop, and we will frequently refer to this diagram throughout it. Before filling out your own example, we will walk through 2 together, one on page 25 for anxiety and one on page 26 for depression. So first, taking a look at the anxiety example, we want to identify the situation in which we felt anxious, clarifying when, where, what, and with whom. So this example is, a student invited me to a party in my residence hall but I didn't know her very well and felt anxious about going. We want to look at physical symptoms and ask ourselves these questions. When anxious, what physical sensations did I experience? What did I notice in my body? So this person had a racing heart, a tight chest, shallow breath, and felt hot. For emotional symptoms, we'll ask ourselves, what emotions came up for you when you felt anxious? This person felt scared, ashamed, lonely, agitated, and nervous. In the cognitive box, we want to ask ourselves, what went through our mind when you felt anxious? What did that say or mean about the situation or about myself? And for this person, it was, I won't know anyone at the party and I will feel awkward. No one will like me because I'm so socially awkward. I won't have fun. But if I say no, the person won't like me and I won't make friends. And then in the behavioral box, we're asking ourselves the questions, what was your first instinct or automatic response? What did you do or avoid doing at the time? So this person said, my first instinct was to say no. I avoided saying no, but telling her that I would think about it. But I never got back to her and I did not go to the party. Taking a look at the depression example on the next page, the situation is, I have a group assignment due for my class. I asked a fellow classmate to be my partner, but she declined. So looking at the physical box, asking ourselves the questions, when depressed, what physical sensations did I experience? What did you notice in your body? And so this person felt like they had an upset stomach. They were tired, loss of appetite, and got really hot. Emotional symptoms, we're asking ourselves what emotions came up for us when we felt depressed, and these were sad, ashamed, embarrassed, lonely, and irritable. In the cognitive box, asking ourselves what went through our minds when we felt depressed, what did that say or mean about myself or the situation, and these were, I knew I shouldn't have asked her. She's way smarter than me and she knows it. If we had worked together, I would have only brought down the grade. I'm so stupid and she must hate me. So in the behavioral box, we ask ourselves, what was your first instinct and or response? What did you do or avoid doing? So I want to avoid asking anyone else in the class in case they say no. I left class early and I haven't found a partner to work with. I'll avoid working with her or talking to her in the future. So now that you know and understand the CBT model and the cross-sectional formulation, please take a moment to complete your own. There is a blank diagram found on page 27 in your workbook. Take a minute to think about a time when you felt depressed or anxious and jot down the situation and corresponding symptoms that you've experienced. If you're having trouble thinking of symptoms, go back to page 23 for anxiety symptoms and page 24 for depressive symptoms. If you also are getting stuck, you can use the feelings wheel on page 28 for more guidance. Please pause the video to complete this worksheet now. How did that worksheet go for you? We are going to ask you that for homework, you complete another cross-sectional formulation worksheet and that you practice progressive muscle relaxation. Thank you so much for attending session 3 of this workshop. I hope you enjoyed it.